Okay, I've seen one of your posts and I've seen you've been stabbed. Can you tell me why you got stabbed and what it was about? Yeah, I can give you a brief explanation, I suppose. Okay, so as you can see, I have my book. Yeah, called The Rise of the Phoenix. So it started in lockdown. I had an altercation with two people. They tried to rob me. It was right at the beginning of lockdown. I was in a hotel. I'd started to go on a binge. My mind wasn't in a good place at that point in my life, to be honest. And yeah, I got set up. So I went outside a hotel at 3 a.m. with someone. They said they needed some cigarettes, things for their vape. So I went outside this hotel. She's jumped straight in the car. She's shot off. I'm standing there thinking 3 a.m. She's just left. Like, what's just gone on? Right? Turn to the right and there's two men walking towards me. So I was like, okay. I was like, what's this about? And he went, give me the money. Because I had a bit of money in my pocket. She'd obviously messaged them saying he's got money. It was a setup. So I was like, it's going down. And what I thought these two guys was going to have a weapon. So I pulled off my belt. I wrapped it around my hand, thinking if they're going to have a knife and they're going to come at me, at least I can grab the knife with the leather, not cut myself, have half a chance, right? So I did that. As I got close to him, no weapon was drawn. We started fighting. I hit one of them with the belt. It hit him across his face and cut him quite badly. I had a fight with the other one. I beat him up. Okay, was I in the wrong? Yes, they didn't deserve what they got. But was I in my right to defend myself? I believe so. I've been brought up that way. I'm not just going to hand over anything. If everybody just handed everything over, what would the world be? Everyone would just take everything off of everyone. So I wasn't brought up that way. I was always brought up to defend myself. And I did that. Defending yourself is one thing. Carrying a knife and using it is a different. You don't need a knife to defend yourself. So I left it. It was done. Didn't think anything of it. Later on, when was it? 3 years down the line, I had my wife and my kids went to a wedding in Cyprus. I had one of my friends around. She brought one of her friends who, funnily enough, used to work for these guys. And yeah, she told them all about where I lived, told them about my dog, everything. She told them everything. So the next day, 5 o'clock in the morning, I was on my sofa with my dog and a man just walked in my door. He just walked in my door. So I've looked at him, said, what you doing in my house? His words were, you cut my brother, I'm going to kill you. So I was like, okay, let's go. So I've run at him. I've cracked him straight in the face. He's gone flying. As I've gone to pick him up, as I've bent down with my left, he stabbed me in my right. As I went to get down like that and hit him, he's hit me in my left shoulder. As I've come down like that, because I didn't feel it. I didn't feel that one. As I've come down to hit him, he has then stabbed me in my trap and it's gone down into my lung. The knife went in silly amounts. I've got a big old scar. He hit an artery and punctured my lung. I was in a bad way. I was in a very, very bad way. The shock of being stabbed, because you don't know, really didn't realise what had happened. Obviously, when he hit me first, didn't feel it. The second one, when he pulled the knife out of me, collapsed, because it was the weirdest feeling. I didn't feel it go in, funnily enough. I didn't feel it go in. I felt it come out. When he pulled it out, I felt it come out. I still feel it now. It makes me cringe. It wasn't a nice feeling, and of course then I had to fight for my life. So I To be honest, I didn't really know the extent of how bad it was. I got up, I walked around because I didn't know what was going on. I was in adrenaline, like all of that. So I walked upstairs. I walked upstairs to my bedroom, and I walked into my bathroom because I couldn't see behind me, right? But I could feel it trickling down my back. And I can't bend round. I'm too big. I can't even look. I can't even touch where it was stabbed. So, yeah, I went upstairs and turned around in the mirror. And as I turned around, it's squirting out of me like that. And I was like, like that. So I grabbed the tissue, I grabbed my elbow, and I pushed like that. I pushed my arm back and I held my hand there like that. So I come downstairs, I can call 999. I was like, I need an ambulance now. I am bleeding out bad. To be fair, they came pretty quick. But the conversation I had, basically I was going. I was losing a lot of blood. I didn't have
stabbed twice, waiting to die. It's the scariest place on earth. Bleeding out, I'm waiting for that paramedic to turn up. Am I gonna make it? After never giving up and getting out, people put down your knives, cut your fists.
I didn't have long at all with the amount of blood I was losing, and I could feel myself getting weak. I could feel myself slipping away. I was tired, I wanted to shut my eyes, and I said to the man on the phone, I said, with all due respect, mate, I'm dying. I said, the last person I want to speak to is you. I don't even know who you are. I want to call my missus. I want to say goodbye before I die. And he was saying to me, no, you can't get off the phone. I need to track you. I need to know where you are. So I was like, mate, I've got to call my wife. So while I'm on the phone to him, I'm taking, by this time, it was 5 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock my missus' time. By this time, she's up and I'm trying to take, so she's like, I want to see you. And I was like, I can't, I'm on the phone, but this is, and I was taking selfies. And those are the pictures you've seen on social media. I was actually sending them to my wife because she wanted to see me. They weren't taken for social media. They were taken for my wife who was in Cyprus. And yeah, and then my lung started to collapse. Yeah, and that was the scary point because you feel like suffocating. You feel like you can't inflate. You can't catch your breath. It was a horrible, horrible feeling. Of course, they rushed me to hospital. They got me there. They scanned me. They literally threw me on the bed, and this guy had his hand on my back the whole time. He had his pressure on my back because they couldn't stop the bleeding, and they scanned my chest, so they wanted to see the lung. And then as soon as they scanned it, they were like, right, rush him. And they literally rushed me into this room. They turned me on my side and they said, I'm really sorry, this is really gonna hurt. I've got to put a drain in. See this needle here, I've got to push this through your rib cage, through your muscles and into your lung, so that it will inflate and it will drain away all the blood that's going into your lung. Oh fuck. I was like, oh shit. I was like, they were like, we've got about 8 minutes before it completely deflates and we're in trouble. And I was like, just do what you got to do. And I remember, because of course I don't talk to the police, right? I don't give no information. And I had the police officer standing there because she was like, listen, I can't stay unless you don't give me any information. I said, I'm not here to give you information. I don't need your help. And she stood there, bless her, and she was watching me. She was going like, she was nearly throwing up, because she was watching them poke this thing in my chest, and I'm awake and I can feel it. And at one point they moved the needle and they didn't know where it was, so they were wiggling it, and I was like, you're wiggling it inside me, like that. I was shouting because I could feel this thing wiggling by my lung inside my body. It was the weirdest feeling ever. Well, anyway, that got done, yeah. So whew, boom, as soon as it popped in, I've looked at this tube and this tube's gone red, yeah. So I'm like, oh, what's that? And they were like, that's the blood that's in your lung. And it filled this canister up. It was a lot of blood in there. I didn't have long. And then I I've rolled back over, so I'm laying on the bed. I am drained at this point. It's like fucking 6 in the morning. I ain't slept. I ain't eaten. And at this point, I am like drained. And then he turns around and says to me, "Listen, we've got, that's one thing done. We have the main issue now, right? We need to take you down for a life-threatening operation or something like that." He said to me. So what does that mean? He was like, "You've got you're going to have to contact your next of kin," is what he said to me. I was like, "I can't do that." I was like, "My wife is getting at a wedding today." I was like, "The last thing I can do is tell her I might not make it. Like, I can't do that." So I wrote a message on my WhatsApp, and I WhatsApped it to myself. So I wrote my wife, my kids, my nephews, and a couple of my friends a message, because you just didn't think I was going to wake up. But the doctor, do you know what? The doctor, one of them, what a legend. He turned around and went to, because I was like, because obviously I'm going for an operation. They wouldn't even let me have a drink of water. I'm like, I'm starving. And he was like, "Mate, what do you want from Burger King?" I was like, "Burger King?" He went, "We got a Burger King here," because I was at a specialist hospital. I was like, "Burger King?" He went, "Yeah." I went, "Bro, I'll have 2 Whoppers and a chicken royale." He went to me, "Mate, if you pull through this, I will go downstairs. I will buy you 2 Whoppers and a chicken royale." And I was like, "Is it like, you got to understand, like, I'm away with the fairies right now." I'm like, "Is this all real? Like, could this be over for me? Is this it? Like, am I ever going to see my kids again?" But I was like, it's out of my hands, right? As soon as they put that anaesthetic in, it's out of my hands, man. I'm in God's hands. They had to, I was in God's hands. But I trust God, as you can see. I trust God. So, I woke up, and this poor guy came up to I was in intensive care with people around me dying. And I'm sitting there with a fucking Burger King, sorry. I'm sitting there with a big Whopper with cheese. Only me, eh? So, it was, listen, do I regret what happened? No, because initially I'd have to stand up for myself. Did I know this was going to come? Read my book. I did. I knew something was going to come. I knew it. I called it after lockdown. When I wrote that book, I could feel it. Something was going to come. I knew it. Did I think it was going to come the way it was? No. No. That's why I stay in shape. I try and stay in shape to be the healthiest I can be and the best that I can be at any given point, right? That's what we want to be. 5 o'clock in the morning, half asleep. Yeah. Do you know what the funny thing was? My missus, the first thing she did when she came home, she sat down on the sofa. And I hadn't seen her, obviously. She's come back from Cyprus. And she went to me, "Why didn't you knock him out?" I was laughing. I was like, "I did. I hit him so bloody hard. He went flying." I was like, "But he got up." Well, he didn't. He stabbed me first and then got up. But yeah, listen, people, it's not about knife crime. If you're walking the streets carrying a knife for protection, that is not protection, my friend. That is a sentence you're carrying. Not only that, you can ruin someone's life. You can take their life. You can ruin their life. And all for what? For what? For 2 seconds. 2 seconds. It's just not worth it, people. For 2 seconds, you could lose 10 years, 14 years of your life, a whole of your life. You could get a life sentence, you kill someone. You don't know the impact it has. And do you know something? I speak to people quite regularly who have been stabbed, and they come to me and talk to me. I spoke to one very recently. Do you know how much it affects people's mental health being stabbed? Do you know how much? Every single person I speak to has got PTSD from it. Every single person has a flashback about being stabbed. Why not fight? Listen, we're men, right? A real man will fight as he is. As he is. No weapons. Nothing in his hands. He'll fight as he is. You win, you lose, you lose, right? But we'll live to fight another day. okay, we do get the odd one where someone will get hit and someone lands funny and someone dies. That's a horrific, very, very horrific. But listen, if you have you're having an argument with someone, you've got trouble, stabbing someone is not the answer. Being able to go around saying, oh, I've stabbed someone, that ain't nothing to be proud of, mate. That ain't nothing to be proud of. Stand and fight like a man. Because nowadays, anyone can stick something in someone. But you have to live with the consequences of that. And that is something not everybody can do. So that's what people don't realise. Stabbing someone is one thing. Living with it after, if you get caught, you're going to jail. You got to think about that for the rest of your life. Your life has changed. If you hurt someone really, really badly, you got to live with that for the rest of your life. That person is never, ever, ever going to be the same again, right? Because of an action you did. That doesn't make you a hard person. That doesn't make you powerful. Having a fight, one-on-one, having a straightener. Win, lose, that makes you hard. Because you're taking the harder road, right? Stabbing someone. And these youngsters like, oh, I need it for protection. What are these for? What did God give you these for? God gave you what you need, right? You don't need anything extra to protect yourself. And if you're getting into these gangs and circumstances where these people are stabbing people, getting involved in this stuff, walk away. Walk away. That is not a life. That is not a life. That is not cool. It's not hard. It's not the in thing. Oh, I'm going to go around stabbing people. It's a bad road to go down, peeps. Bad road. I'm never going to be the same again. I'll never be the same again. I still have problems with my shoulder. Yes, I train every day. I go through the pain because I won't let them win. Simple as that. I will not let them win. But I have pain with my shoulder every day. This arm, my neck doesn't turn properly. I have to live with that. I'll get on with it. It's what it is. But it's not that. It's in here. That's the problem. That's what you got to digest. And this is what I was trying to explain to people. With me, do I have PTSD from it? I've had flashbacks. Yes, I have. Like I said, I can just be driving in my car and I can feel and pull it out my back, and I'm like, so you could call that PTSD, but does it affect my life? Am I scared to go out? Do I fear being stabbed again? No. Why? Because I have got that mental attitude that they've done it once, right? They've affected me. Well done. But I'm carrying on, right? And I'm living my life to me. What you did to me back then is done. Done and dusted. We'll forget that now. Now I move on to my life. That doesn't have a hold. I don't even think about it. It is what it is. It's a part of life. And I know some people are being stabbed. They're going to go, oh, it's not that easy. Yeah, I know. Everyone's different. But I've built myself up to have this mental state because I'm not going to let anyone win. I'm not going to let anybody beat me in here. Okay? You have the control in here, not no one else. Right? So, yes, what they've done in a physical form. Bad, healed, yeah, we live. Yeah, carry on. But in here, that's where you got to control it. Because you can't let them, control another day of your life. You cannot let them affect another day of your life. It's your life. It's your life. But remember, the traumas that happen, we have to forgive. And I have forgived it. All right, I can't tell you the whole story. Is it finished? What else has gone on? That's for the unknown, right? Can't be putting that on here. But in my eyes, it doesn't have a hold. I live my life. I do me. So remember that. Do you. And those that are walking around, again, I'm going to repeat myself, because those that are walking around with weapons, please put them down. Please. There's so many people out there trying to stop the knife crime because so many people are dying. And it's just not worth you losing your life and taking another life, because you're going to go jail. They're going to go they're not going to be here. That's no benefit to anyone. They're not here. You're in jail for the rest of your life. What is the point of that? What is the point of that? You've ruined your life. You've ruined their life. Pointless exercise. Come on, peeps. Let's wisen up. Let's wisen up. Stop killing each other and hurting each other. Let's work together. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Until the next video.